I'm Catherine Dorr, perinatal massage therapist and infant massage instructor, and today I'm talking with Kaitlyn from Mother Down Under, who is a practitioner of Hypnobirthing Australia. She's also a nurse, a mum to two beautiful kids, and a postnatal doula as well. Today I wanted to talk to Kaitlyn about Hypnobirthing Australia and the program that she teaches, and the relevance and the importance of it. So to start with, Kaitlyn, do you just want to tell us a little bit about what Hypnobirthing Australia is?
Yeah, well, women are so often so anxious and so fearful of birth and just so overwhelmed by where to get help and what will actually be helpful. And, you know, it's just the unknowns, I think, is what most women struggle with. Yeah. You know, what is a contraction going to feel like? How is my caregiver going to help me? How can I tell my partner what I need for support when I don't even know what I'm going to need? Yeah. You know, so there's just a huge number of unknowns. And then, you know, in the digital age, there's also information overload. So they're getting information from their caregiver and information from books and information from the internet. And you it's like who to trust, what information is good information, what advice is good advice. And I think women, again, they're anxious, it's overwhelming, so they choose just to bury their heads in the sand. Which is a completely normal human reaction to something that feels really big. So those women that are feeling that way, but also are feeling that they really want to have a natural physiological birth, that's who I help. I help them have a positive birth. So I teach the Hypnobirthing Australia program, and I'm a bit biased, but it's a fantastic program. So it's all about the physiology and anatomy of birth, the hormones that govern birth. The tools that we teach are really tangible. They're great for the birthing mother and also great for the birth partner, which is huge.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we really view the partner as a member of the birthing team and give them a very defined role and one that they feel quite comfortable in. And a lot of the hypnobirthing, it's about mindset. It's about viewing birth as something that's normal, something that's natural, and something that's positive, and just ridding yourself of all those apprehensions and fears, just making it seem more manageable, like an experience that you can control, rather than this uncontrollable unknown.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. So if people are looking at doing the program perhaps, at what point in time during their pregnancy would you suggest that they would get most benefit to do the course with you?
Yeah, usually I say whenever you're ready and whenever it sort of fits into your schedule. I know pregnant women get appointment fatigue and they're seeing their
everyone.
And it's tough, and it's 2 consecutive Saturdays, and it's a full day each Saturday. So, between 25 and 32 weeks is generally optimal, because that gives you enough time to learn the techniques and to feel really comfortable and confident using them going into your birth. But again, if you're earlier, I get a lot of women who are more like 20 weeks, who are just, perhaps feeling a bit more anxious and just wanting to start to take control of not just a birth experience, but also their pregnancy experience.
Awesome.
And then I also get women who have left it a bit later, and which again, I think sometimes women go along thinking, oh yeah, I'll think about that later, think about that later, and then all of a sudden they're 36 weeks and they're like,
I need to think about this now.
Get women who are a bit further along as well, and that's fine. The techniques are not hard. The hypno part of hypnobirthing is self-hypnosis, which is really, it's kind of akin to guided meditation with a slightly different intention. So it's basically lying down, relaxing, and we do a lot with breath and with different types of massage and acupressure. So the practice is not particularly hard or stressful, but you do want to make sure that you have time to feel confident in the techniques.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I like that, you say if someone is feeling particularly anxious, that they can, come a bit earlier to benefit from the programs that you go through, the relaxation and that self-hypnosis, which is ultimately, if we can bring down everyone's stress levels. That's going to be really beneficial anyway. So I love that, you know, people can kind of come in at wherever they need to. But optimally around, what did you say, the 20?
Usually I say between 25 and 32 weeks. Yeah, like I said, I offer classes once a month, and it's 2 consecutive Saturdays. So, you know, if you like start when you're 25 weeks, you'll be 27 weeks kind of when we finish. So that you have to kind of take that into account.
Yeah.
As well. But it's whenever it suits the couple.
Awesome.
It's fine, yeah.
Awesome. And for people, again, looking at this, how does this differ from the antenatal classes that they might do perhaps through the hospital? Does this sort of overlap, or is this kind of building upon that? How does that differ?
I would say that we cover everything that the hospital classes cover. Like, again, we certainly go through the complete physiology of birth. I think that, again, I'm a bit biased, but I think viewing the birth partner as a crucial member of the team is definitely a standout of the Hypnobirthing Australia program. And again, we really make them feel confident and like they have, again, a defined role. They'll be providing really great support. So it helps them feel supported as well and helps them feel confident.
Yeah.
And again, the tools are really tangible. It's not, I mean, we do talk about pain, we do talk about interventions, but it's really the mindset around those, thinking about them in a positive way, like it's your body working, giving you that education so you can really make informed, empowered choices. It's all about, instead of, you know, the hospital classes saying, this is generally how birth happens at this hospital, hypnobirthing is very much more individualized and looking at your specific birth preferences, birth plan, like what you want for your ideal birth, and giving you the confidence and the tools to have that experience, whatever it is that you want. So it's a lot about, mindset and choice, and just taking control of your birth experience.
Interestingly, I read a piece that was basically someone's feedback about having used the Hypnobirthing Australia techniques in their birth, and their birth unfortunately didn't go the way that they would have loved it to. But what I was reading in that feedback was that they felt that the techniques and the tools that they had gained through doing the course, they felt they were better able to manage that situation within themselves as well. Obviously dealing with the disappointment and, you know, whatever else was going on, but they really felt that the hypnobirthing techniques that they had learned had kind of just helped them to keep them on track or in the zone, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, the techniques that we teach can be used in any circumstance, from a completely physiological birth right to a cesarean. You know, they're pretty universal. And like I said, the mindset is really about, again, viewing birth as something that's positive, and it's all about empowering yourself and having you and your partner be in control of that experience. And we do a lot with decision making and sort of what questions to ask, so that you do feel really informed about any decision you have to make, so that you feel like you owned that decision. It was made by you. You're defining your birth experience. It's not, your caregivers just sort of choosing that journey for you. So we do find that couples, even if they didn't get the birth that they were hoping for, still feel quite empowered and still feel quite positive about the whole experience, rather than feeling a bit, I think it tends to remove those what if questions. You know, like, what if I had done this, what if I had done that, because when you're going through that decision making framework, you're making sure you're asking all the questions you need to of your caregiver to make sure you feel, again, just really fully informed, and like it's the best choice for you and your journey.
Awesome. One last question. What led you down this path? Well, how did you come to be a Hypnobirthing Australia facilitator, and what makes you so passionate about this work?
Well, oh my gosh, I can literally talk about this for the rest of the day. I guess I had my first baby with a private obstetrician at the Mater, and had a really great, I did hypnobirthing when I was pregnant, and had a really great birthing experience, and just came out of it, feeling really empowered and feeling really positively transformed. You know, I just really was able to sort of take advantage of not just the physical process of birth, but also sort of the emotional, spiritual process of birth, and just really had such a great experience. And just I truly believe that if women want that, you know, to be able to give them that gift, it really matters. You know, they're doing so much work now with epigenetics in terms of, you know, the time our babies spend in utero and the way they're birthed. It actually matters. It actually has impacts on the rest of our babies' lives. You know, especially in terms of resilience and responses to stress and anxiety. And, you know, people say, oh, you know, what do you want your kids to do when they grow up? And I say, honestly, I just want them to be happy. I just want them to be happy, well-adjusted adults. And I do think a positive pregnancy and a positive birth and a positive start to motherhood is the first step. Yeah. You know, to having happy kids who grow up into happy adults. I know. And it's pretty simple, you know. And again, the science now, I think intuitively we've known this for a long time, but now they're actually being able to show through evidence that it does actually matter.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so great. Thank you so much, Kaitlyn. So, Kaitlyn, if people are interested in doing a Hypnobirthing Australia course with you, how would they go about finding you or registering for one of your courses?
Yep. So my website is motherdownunder.com. All the information's on there, or you can just email me directly. It's Kaitlyn, Kaitlyn, @motherdownunder.com.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kaitlyn. It's been great talking to you, and thank you for explaining Hypnobirthing Australia. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.